Hopefully you guys are looking forward to a nice deep stretch. We're just gonna start out seated. And we're just gonna roll the shoulders back a few times. And roll the shoulders forward. And let's go ahead and bring both arms up, stretch, reach up out of those hips, and then just alternate our reach. Stretching, reaching. I hope you all had a great week this week. It's been a busy one, so I'm looking forward to the weekend, just getting outside. Not as hot, so that'll be good. Maybe some rain, we'll see if it happens. Now placing one hand on the mat, we're gonna reach over, make sure that hip doesn't lift up and the shoulder doesn't come up, so I kind of like to reach a little further and stretch other side. And like I said, it's gonna just be a nice, easy, deep stretch today. So take your time, use this opportunity to breathe, practice that deep breath so that throughout the day, instead of just going, we get in that habit of using our breath, oxygenating, I think that's the word, energizing. And then we're gonna go ahead and just have one leg in front, so not crossed, one leg in front. If you have a hard time sitting on the floor, have a hard time upright, you can always sit on a couple blocks or books or even a roller. We're gonna walk our hands out, make sure that the hips don't lift up. You wanna really drop the glutes down, walk the hands out, breathe in, breathe out. And in the direction that that front toe is pointed, you're gonna walk your hands over and keep this opposite hip anchored. So as you reach away, you're gonna wanna lift the hip up, keep it down. Do a little shifting. Just opening and expanding that mid-back, back to center. Walk the hands up, and then we're gonna switch legs. So now the other leg is gonna be in front. Breathe in, breathe out as you walk your hands forward. And then walk your hands in the direction that that front toe is pointed. And back to center. Slowly walk your hands up. And then reaching those arms back up. Hopefully that back feels a little more stretched out. We're gonna reach, pull back, switch, reach. A little more activity going on today. We're finishing the cupola on our barn. So that'll be cool. And two more. Reach, pull back last time, reach, pull back. Now one of my favorite stretch, turn the palms out, open up the chest, pretend like you're pushing away two walls. Good, squeeze those shoulder blades down and together. 3, 2, 1. Placing both hands down, so my hands are pressed on the floor behind me. Dropping my shoulders down, squeezing my shoulder blades, and then drop one ear to the shoulders. This is a great lat and neck stretch. Back to center, other side. So kind of like what we do when we're standing, how we press that arm into the ground. Now we're actually touching the ground. Back to center. If it's too deep of a stretch, so say you have super, super tight neck muscles or jaw muscles, you can always just let your arms relax. But anchoring those palms into the floor just helps to deepen that stretch, gives us an anchor to stretch against. Other side. Still using that breath. Close your eyes if it feels good to you. Sometimes when I get into a deep stretch, just going inside, closing my eyes, breathing, just helps me get a little more focused on it, on the stretch and what I'm doing right now. Other side, last time. Back to center. Let's go ahead and bring one arm across the body. Just gently pull on that tricep, pulling the arm in, dropping the shoulder down. Circle that wrist. 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. 3, 2, 1, open everything up. Now, as I open, I like to kind of lean into it. So I'm imagining that someone's pulling my arms back behind me, getting a deeper stretch. Oh, open up those chest, pecs, shoulder muscles. And other side. Bring that arm across, drop the shoulder down, circle 3, 2, 1, reverse it, 3, 2, 1. This time, instead of going parallel to the floor, let's lift it up just a little bit. Same thing, pull back. Now you might have a little bit less range of motion as you do this, that's okay. Release it just a few inches and then get back into it, pull back. One more time. It might feel pretty uncomfortable actually. Pull back. That's just because we don't normally stretch or move this way. Shake out those arms. Yeah, that's quite a workout. Anything that involves my arms just wears me out. Grab that tricep. We're gonna look toward the, grab the elbow, look toward the tricep and lean away as we stretch the tricep. And then I'm also kind of, make sure you're not leaning back. I kind of like to lean forward and it just helps protect my lower back. Back to center, switching sides. Grab, look and lean. Back to center, switch again. Grab, look and lean. Back to center, switch. Look and lean. Back to center, release it. And then for that last pec shoulder opener, we're gonna bring those arms a little higher. So not completely in line with each other, kind of a V, and do that same thing. Like someone's pulling your arms back and you're leaning into it. It should feel really challenging. Back to center, pull back, lean into it. One more time, breathe in, breathe out, lean into it. Like I'm pulling your arms back. 3, 2, 1, and release it. Good, roll those shoulders back. Like I said, those type of stretches feel like a workout, like gets your heart rate up, gets you warm. All good things. That means those are things that we should be doing a little bit more. They're probably areas that we just don't really work in. You know, a lot of times we move maybe in this direction, but once they get up overhead, that is where the challenge comes from. So now we're going to start to target the lower body a little bit more, bringing one leg out to the side and just letting this leg relax. It doesn't have to be pulled in or away from your body. One thing you don't want to have happen, don't let the leg roll in. Notice that my hip lifts up when I do that. So you want to really sit down, let that leg just naturally turn out and walk your hand down towards the ankle. And as you do that, you'll start to feel a nice deep pull stretch into that inner thigh. I personally feel it a little bit behind my knee, which is a good thing. That goes to show that, you know, a tight groin, inner thigh muscle can lead to some knee pain. So there obviously needs to be some stretching. I'm going to reach, turn my palm out, and then as I lift up, I'm going to look over my shoulder, still keeping my hand pressed against this leg so it doesn't fall in. I keep it anchored. I'm still feeling that stretch. Repeat, up and over. Now make sure when you go up, you're not like this. You're really lifted up and over, so up and out of the hips. Good. Turn the palm out, twist. Up and over. Turn it out, up and back. Last time, up and over. And now to make it a little bit deeper, maybe more into that hamstring quad, I'm gonna slightly turn a little bit. So now that leg is right out in front of me. It's not angled out. And I'm gonna walk my hands toward my ankle, not doing nose to knee, focus on that flat back, chest, and quad. And if you need to grab a band or a towel to wrap underneath your foot, you can do that. Just gonna pull yourself forward, trying to keep that flat back as best as you can. So I'd rather see you up here than see this, okay? We're not there yet. We might get to that position. And then come up a few inches so that we release the stretch and our muscles don't contract tighter. They release, so then they allow us to get a little bit deeper each time. Pull forward, shoulders down, chest open. Come up, breathe in, breathe out forward. And one last time, come up, breathe in. Breathe out, a little bit lower, lowest that you've gotten all day. Again, feeling this hamstring, quad, maybe even the glute. And now you can bring your nose to your knee and kind of round, deepening that hamstring stretch. Slowly roll up. And now we're just gonna do little flowy reaches. So reach, this foot doesn't need to flex or point, it can just relax. Bring that arm across and across. And as you do that, see if you can get a little bit lower each time. So just a nice active stretch to continue to help release those hamstrings without forcing them too much. 2 more. And 1 more reach, final reach, 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 reach. 3, 2, 1, roll up. Awesome job, you guys. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we start out with that leg angled out to the side. Let it naturally turn out, not turn in, lifts the hip, anchor the hip, turn out the leg, walk that same arm as leg down your leg, and then reach that arm up and over. Reach, feel a nice deep stretch all the way into that hip, and then turn the palm out, twist. Now remember, everyone's gonna feel this in different areas. So I know that my right side is super tight, my right hip. So I feel this a lot in this little trigger spot for me. You might feel a little bit differently. The goal is actually to feel it in this leg. But again, really great opportunity to tune in and see, you know, where you're most tight, what needs a little more TLC, and also how different stretches and different tightness can lead to tightness in other areas. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna do 1 more twist. Up and over. And now turning. Now we've got like a 90-degree angle. This leg is straight out in front. This leg is just chilling. This leg can be flexed. I like to flex it. It just deepens the stretch a little bit more, but you might want to relax it and then flex it. So nice open chest. Walk your hands down, leading with the chest, not the nose to knee. Feel that hamstring activate, and then come up just a few inches to release that stretch. Breathe out, come forward a little bit more. Come up a few inches. Breathe in, breathe out, come down a little bit lower. Remember, you can always use a band or a towel if you need to. And the more you flex this foot, the deeper that stretch behind the leg is going to be. So when I flex it, I feel it the entire back of the leg. 1 more time and reach it. Go for that flat back. And now you can let your nose go, nose to your knee, and just kind of rock and shift. Whew, that feels super tight on this side. Again, flex that foot for a deeper stretch. And then slowly roll up. Then we're going to go for those nice releasing little flowy reaches. Reach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's go ahead and extend both legs out in front and just kind of shake them out. So sitting comfortably, again, if you want to sit on a couple books, sometimes it's even harder with the legs out in front. Listen to your body. We're going to breathe in, bring the hands in toward the chest, flex the feet, and we're going to push, like we're trying to push something heavy away past those toes. Then grab an invisible set of oars and row that boat up and back. So very dramatic rowing. Press. Grab the oars, row back. 2 more press. Grab up and back. 1 last time, press, grab up and back. And on this last one, we're gonna take opposite hand to the outside. Actually, I'll do this side first. Opposite hand grabbing the outside of that foot, shin, calf, wherever you can reach. trying to keep somewhat of a flat back and just pull that chest forward, feeling that IT band. So the IT band is typically very tight in most. So you'll feel it kind of behind the knee, wrapping around the outside of the quad, and then even into that glute. Switching sides, so switching hands. Again, trying to keep as flat of a back. You might round a little bit, but just try to keep chest to quad. And switch. This time, if you want, you can get a little bit more nose to knee. You can round a little bit more, and you'll, as we're grabbing our foot, you might feel that mid back expand a little bit, so that could feel good. Switch again. Last time. Notice each time I'm able to get a little bit lower, a little closer to my quads. And then grabbing both feet, keep rounded. So let's go for that rounded mid-back expansion. You can grab your feet and kind of rock as you do this. Slowly roll up. Roll the shoulders back. And forward. All right, and then I'm gonna face you guys again. We're gonna do a little bit more stretching for the glutes and the hips. This is one of my favorite stretches. So I'm gonna take one foot, cross it over, have it above the knee if you can, or just right in line with the knee. I'm gonna take opposite arm to hug that leg. So as I hug it in, the glute of the leg is bent. Really, like right now, it feels like I'm digging into a foam roller. So you might feel like a tight knot. If you have sciatica, this might be helpful to release some tension in there. As you hug that knee in, gently pull that arm back and expand that chest and get a little spinal twist. Back to center. So as we come to center, we kind of release that tight glute. Pretend like you're grabbing a rope. Hug that leg in, pull that rope across your body. One more time, grab, hug that knee in, pull across, open up the chest. And let's go ahead and switch legs. All right, so foot is just above the knee or right in line with the knee. Opposite arm hugs that leg in towards your chest, so it just deepens that glute stretch. And then we're gonna pull that arm back behind, hoping to deepen that glute stretch and open up the chest, get a little spinal twist. See if you can gaze over that back shoulder. Then we're gonna come forward, kind of release that stretch, give the glute an opportunity to release that tight knot that you might be digging into. And then we're gonna re-hug, grab that rope, pull behind. And one more time, a slight release, then re-hug it, re-grab that rope, pull, and keep both shoulders down, twisting, breathe out as you twist. And back to center. All right, going back to that first leg. Now, instead of that leg being way up high on that quad, we're gonna go more towards that mid shin or just below the knee. Using that opposite arm again, gently press that tricep elbow into that upper quad. My back arm is pressing into the floor for support. I'm gonna twist and look over my back shoulder. That awesome mid-back stretch, little twist. Back to center, release it, breathe in. Breathe out, twist. One more time, breathe in, release it. Breathe out, twist, looking over that shoulder, see if you can press that elbow in a little bit more, get a deeper twist through that spine. Back to center and switching sides. So again, that one, just mid-back is sometimes hard to stretch, so hopefully that feels really, really good for you guys. For me, I just love that stretch. So opposite arm goes across the ankles at the shin. We sit up tall, so go from here, sit up, press against, pull that arm back, And depending again on your tightness, like I feel it slightly in this glute. So if you're feeling that, that's okay. Back to center, breathe in, breathe out, twist. Breathe in, release it. Breathe out, twist. Sit up tall, look over that shoulder. Get that nice mid-back stretch. And back to center. Let's go ahead and just sit comfortably. Roll the shoulders back a few times. And forward, 3, 2, 1. Now, I just had a stretch in my mind and I lost it. Let's go ahead and just sit comfortably. Let's do a little more shoulder work. We're gonna pull this elbow back and reach across. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. You should be pretty warmed up in that upper body and that spine. So we're just continuing that spinal stretching. Trying as you reach across, make sure that those glutes don't lift up. So don't let this happen. Otherwise, there's going to be no stretch. So our hips are the anchor and our arm is the lever, helping to guide and engage that stretch. One more time. Now stay here, stay into the reach, bend the elbow, press and extend and feel that mid upper back lengthen, stretch, twist. Bring it in, breathe out, press. Breathe in, breathe out, press. One more time, breathe in, breathe out, press. Back to center, switch sides. Now it doesn't really matter what leg was in front. I'm gonna switch mine anyway, just to make sure that both sides get stretched evenly. So pull that elbow back and then reach across. Pull back and across. Each time you can get a little bit of a further reach as long as that same arm as leg glute stays down. 2 more. Last one, let's hold it here. Hold that reach, then we bend and extend. And notice with that extension, that stretch gets deepened. Breathe in, bend it. Breathe out, press. Breathe in, bend. Breathe out, press. Breathe in, bend. Breathe out, press. And back to center. So I'm hoping that your spine and your back feel amazing, really loose right now. Those are some of my favorite stretches for that exact thing. And the spine, you know, we don't move it in all directions, but it's intended to do that. So these twisting and turning movements make such a difference in our alignment, not just in our spine and our back support, but just it affects every single part of the body. So now we're gonna bring our feet together. Perfect. All right, so just go ahead and just flutter those knees up and down, making sure as we sit in this position that those glutes don't tighten up. And we can do a little shifting and twisting of that upper body. Feel how nice and loose that spine feels. So I'm just gonna grab my ankles and I'm gonna lean forward. As I do that, I'm pressing my elbows into my quads. So elbows, like I'm trying to pin my knees down. At the same time, my knees are fighting against. So my knees are trying to lift my legs up and my elbows are trying to glue them down. You're creating this force, this tension between the two. 3, 2, 1, and release it. So right now you can't really see that anything's happening. So let's do this one just so you can kind of get the sensation. So now I'm gonna bring my knees together, pressing my palms into the knees. So my hands are trying to pin my knees together. At the same time, my knees are trying to force my arms apart. 3, 2, 1, release it. So that, yeah, good. That you can really tell that something's happening. So that force that we're creating is creating the tension and then we're releasing, kind of like the idea of foam rolling. You create tension, you push into that knot, and then when we relax, it feels much better. Or, you know, when you're stressed and you take a deep breath in, and then you let it out and it helps. Same idea. So we're gonna do that same thing. We're gonna press Pin our knees down with our elbows. Lift those knees up into the elbows. 3, 2, 1, release it. So I really feel that in my inner thighs and my outer thighs. Again, hands are pinning those knees together. Knees are trying to push those hands apart. 3, 2, 1, release it. We're gonna do that one more time each side. Grab the ankles, pin those knees down, press into those elbows. 3, 2, 1, breathe out, release it. Last time. Pin those knees together, force those hands apart. 3, 2, 1, release it. All right, awesome job, you guys. Those are kind of weird stretches, but hopefully it helps kind of loosen everything up a little bit more. Now to finish up, what we're gonna do is kind of like how we started. We're gonna place one hand on the mat, lift up and over. This time, we're gonna circle forward. As we do this, try to keep your shoulders rounded and your spine rounded. Reaching those arms out in front, breathe in, bring the hands in, breathe out, press forward, feel that spine lengthen, and then over to the other side, up. Repeat that to the other side. Arm up and over, bring it forward, round it. So I kind of like to imagine that I'm holding a beach ball. It's a heavy beach ball though, so I have to engage my muscles, squeeze those chest, pec muscles, bring the hands in, turn them out, press, try to lengthen, extend, press, 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 over to the other side, and up. We're gonna repeat that, up and over. Oh, that breeze feels so good. It feels like a coastal day near the beach. Both arms extended, hold onto that heavy beach ball. Bring the hands in, turn the palms out and press, extend, lengthen, over to the other side and up. Up and over, onto that second side. Round it, bring that beach ball forward. Round the back, bring the hands in, turn the palms out, press. Over to the other side. We're gonna do it one more time each side. Up and over. Round it, bring that beach ball in front, keep it rounded, bring the hands in, turn the palms out, press and extend. Over to the other side. Last time, up and over. Round it forward, hold on to that beach ball. Really, really round it. Bring the hands in, turn the palms out, press. This time, come all the way up. Let's reach, pull back. I want you guys to feel how loose and limber that the chest and the shoulders all feel compared to earlier. Remember how tight it felt when we first did these? Let's actually test it out. So bring those arms out to the side, breathe in. As you breathe out, lean into it and pull the arms back like I'm pulling on those wrists. That feels crazy looser. Okay, let's bring it up. Halfway up, breathe in. Breathe out, pull back. Still a little tight, but that's just because of the way our body is right now. I don't think it's gonna feel looser, but definitely feels better than before. And then just that narrow V, breathe in. Breathe out, pull back. Definitely feels looser. So amazing how in just less than 30 minutes, we can like make such a difference in our posture. So just imagine with you guys doing this every week, how even being sheltered in place, you're gonna improve your posture, your form, we're gonna get rid of pain, can even reactivate muscles that may have slightly atrophied from lack of use. So that is your workout. Let's take one final big breath up. Lift the shoulders up, drop the shoulders down, release it, and give yourselves a big hand, you guys.